G'day all, welcome back to Frostbite's JoJo Repro. We're here today to talk Marvel Legends. So in the very early hours of the morning here in Australia, the Marvel Legends fan stream was conducted by Hasbro Pulse. So yeah, it looked pretty good. There was, I don't usually worry too much about Marvel Legends, but there was some really nice pieces in there, and it was enough to make me want to do a video just talking about it and just giving you my thoughts on it. And equally, I'd love to hear your thoughts on them in the comments. So yeah, let's crack on. So basically, they opened the video this morning with an indication talking about there might be some Deadpool Wolverine figurines occurring close to the movie release. So that was the very first thing that they talked about. So that should be good to see, A, the movie, and B, the figures that are coming from that. Next, they cracked on to this Deadpool Uncanny X-Men X-Force figure. This thing looks excellent. All components of it look excellent. I was super impressed when they were showing it in the video. And this is something I could buy quite easily. It just looks terrific. As you can see, the card and the figure, like all of it, it's all a bit of a homage to the Toy Biz toy that we all either saw or are seeing now that came out during our childhood. The figure itself in this release has an excellent loadout of weapons. So as you can see in the picture there, you can see a few submachine guns, a handgun, 2 katanas, and what looks to me to be an AR-15 rifle with the M203 fix. The art on the card is pretty damn magnificent. And up the top left, you can see it includes the Marvel 80 years symbol, and the description down the sort of bottom left, which says katana and another katana. And they mentioned during the fan stream that the art on the front of the card is from David Nakayama. So I wasn't able to get a picture of the back of the card, but on the back of the card, it was just this abundance of just really sweet images. So on the back of the card, firstly in the top left, there was an image which was typical with cards from these figures back in our childhood, and it was sort of the the black and white outline of Deadpool, just his top half. It's that typical thing, sort of like a blueprints type thing. And then down the bottom left, there was what looked to be, it had the title of Repro scan card, and it gave a short bio of Deadpool, which included sort of the numbered scale of how good his powers were in different areas. And he was sort of throwing out comedial comments regarding those powers and how strong they were. Obviously, fighting ability was really high for him, and intelligence was the highest. And then thirdly, sort of on the right-hand side of the back of the card, there was, you sort of had other figures in. So you know how in our childhood, and we'd look at these cards and it'd show you what other figures you could get. It had that, and I thought that was really nice. And over the top of that, it had the back of the Deadpool art that you can see on the front of the card. So you can see on the front of the card Deadpool lunging towards you, and on the back of the card, you see the back of that Deadpool. I thought the back of the card was just this mix of really amazing stuff. So yeah. And that on that back of the card, all of that stuff is sitting on a yellow split white background, and it looked really simple and really effective. I think the colors they're using on this card are just beautiful. So yeah, that was that figure. Next, the next announcement was the Deadpool core. So as you can see in the picture, in this 3-pack, you get Deadpool, Dogpool, and Squirrelpool, and they're all riding the scooter. So they did mention that the scooter was originally created for, an issuing of Deadpool back in 2019, I believe. And then they reused the same scooter for the Squirrel Girl pack, which was released a few years ago. So that's a really great looking pack. I thought it was just, when you think of the word zany or everything associated with Deadpool, that is it. Deadpool, a dog, and a squirrel riding a scooter, loaded up with weapons. So yeah, great. Okay, next. They talked about this Spider-Man animated series VHS 2-pack. So as you can see in the bottom right of the picture there, it's sort of done like VHS cases together in a 2-pack. I thought that was really nice. I actually hadn't seen these before done like that, so it was really nice to see them showing this, and yeah. So they mentioned that these figures have the normal articulation of all the other Marvel figures, but they spent more time painting Daredevil in this release to match the animated series rather than any of the other appearances of Daredevil. I keep wanting to say Deadpool, but obviously not. So his sticks, nunchuck, whatever you want to call them, they can be detached from the cord and put into his left leg holster, or they can just hang on that cord. The Marvel reps made particular mention that the cord does not bend, but it is flexible. They said that the Hydro Man has been made with a translucent look, as a lot of fans at the moment are right into that look, and I can openly admit I really love that look as well. One of my recent videos, I had the holographic Mandalorian and showed that, and yeah, it's just a great look. Just so nice and clean. And one thing the Marvel reps mentioned about this 2-pack is that they said these two characters weren't actually ever in the same Spider-Man animated episode together, but they felt that they just made for a great release pack. So don't go going too full nerd and saying, well, why would they do this? Because they blatantly addressed that and said it's just for the feels. Okay, next one was another one of these VHS 2-packs. And this one was the Doctor Strange Morbius VHS 2-pack. This one is a pre-order, and you'll be able to pre-order it soon. So the first thing I noticed was that Doctor Strange had a distinctly different look to everything I know about Doctor Strange, which isn't a lot really, just the movies. So the first thing I noticed was the face sculpt, and it is clearly an animated series face sculpt, and I really like it. I like that they didn't sort of just try and go the normal route of using the Marvel Studios, Benedict look, and yeah, it looks great. I felt that also Morbius, just the blend of colors was the first thing that appealed to me. So just that black on the inside of the black cloak is real strong purple. His shirt is real beautiful aqua blue. His hair is a different shade of blue, but it's great. And it's all sort of matched off with this white. It was such a nice use of colors. So yeah, that's that one. And then next, there was a US and Canada Walmart exclusive Prowler. So I haven't put a photo up of the alternate head, which instead of the mask is the actual character's head. But I can assure you, go and check that video out. And the head sculpt used on this figure was just excellent. That was the first thing I noticed about the Prowler figure. The Carnage is a US Target exclusive. So in Canada, it'll be coming out through Toys R Us and the fan channel stores. So they mentioned that the sculpt for Carnage is a pre-used body, but it comes with a new head sculpt and new weapons. As you can see on the figure, but not on that figure, sorry. The weapons loadout coming with Carnage is a massive sickle and an axe, and also comes with a set of hands. So you can either have both weapons on at the same time, or one hand, one weapon, or both hands. And go and check that video out. The card that this figure is coming on, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful retro looking card. It was really quite striking. Okay, next is the new look Fantastic Four Wolverine and Spider-Man 2-pack. So from what I understand, Wolverine and Spider-Man teamed up in the comics with Reed Richards' kids. So this is what we're seeing. There's no pre-order available for this set yet. It is a fan channel exclusive, so any of the fan channel shops in whatever country you're in, this is where you're going to get those. Yeah, nothing special about them. It's another Wolverine. It's another Spider-Man. It's just in a different uniform, so nothing special there for me. Next, they talked about two different Captain Americas. So the one on the left is the Walmart exclusive Secret Empire Captain America. They labeled this as the comic face Captain America. And on the right, you have the Sam Wilson Captain America, which once again will be released in Target for the US and Toys R Us for Canada. The Canadian version of this will be available for pre-order on February 28th, apparently. Okay, next. So this is a villain 2-pack. It's not two separate villains here. This comes in a 2-pack. It is Baron Zemo. And apparently this is the original Baron Zemo and not his son. It also comes with an original head. So that's who you're looking at on the right-hand side. And the character on the left, I'm not ashamed to tell you, I'd never heard of him before. His name is Arnim Zola. And they said that this sculpt was inspired by the early comics that he appeared in. Apparently, this figure originally came as a builder figure. But yeah, they've updated the chest piece on this. And yeah, it comes with an alternate head, they said. Next up was a Shield 3-pack. Probably the most interesting thing that they said about this was that 3 characters come with 3 different body shapes. And I know that's pretty obvious to see, considering one of them's female, but they further elaborated that, you know, it was just the 3 different body shapes of a slim, slender woman, and a muscular Nick Fury, and then more of a bit of a more portly dum-dum there on the right-hand side. They didn't really elaborate all that much on the weapons loadouts. But yeah, we'll wait and see. They didn't have these. Oh, sorry, they did have these as figures in the fan stream, but they didn't have all the accessories. So yeah. Next, on the right-hand side, you can see the Red Widow Fan Pulse exclusive. I have no idea who that character is, but it looks terrific. This figure in the pictures comes with 2 sets of hands. So apart from the hands, you're just getting that weapon. So yeah, it looks great. Not sure who it is, but yeah. And then on the left-hand side, we've got Black Winter. I also did not know who this was, but they said that it's an entity taking the form of Thor, and the appealing parts for this figure was it contains black translucent parts. So in other photos, you'll be able to see that the cape is translucent. And I think they mentioned that the hair was translucent as well. It is a terrific looking figure. I'm actually inspired by it to go and find out a bit more lore behind it. Next up, we had Cable. And I was glad to sort of get back to this old school, more comic looking version of Cable. I think it's an excellent looking figure. And one of the things they honed in on is they didn't put all of these massive pouches on him. It was more of a simplified look. And yeah, I think they've really hit the mark there. As you know, most of the time, Cable is that Rob Liefeld type looking chunky character, but just to see him like this, it looks great. And the eye effect that you get with this looks just superb and spot on. So I was really happy to see this in the fan stream. On the right-hand side, you can see it's a new release, Superior Iron Man. They didn't really talk too much about it. They just said that it comes with a masked head and an open masked head. So you're getting 2 different sets of hands, and down on the right, you can see we're getting the blast effects. Next up, we had Kazar and Wolfsbane. So Kazar, all we could see was that it came with a knife and the spear. Nothing too great about it all. That was sort of it. But it was good to see that they were taking a dive into the Savage Lands as well. So, yeah. On the right, we've got Wolfsbane, the X Factor character. They did mention with the release of Wolfsbane, you'll be able to finish off your team collection of X Factor. So that's excellent. They also mentioned with this that it's using Polaris's body shape that was released a few years ago. Yeah. Okay, so here we have Icarus from the Eternals, and they made great mention that this was the classic look. Once again, I'm not too up on the lore behind this character, but it's a great looking character. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how it does. On the right-hand side, you've got Kazar's pet, or whatever companion, Zabu, the saber-toothed tiger. So this is the builder figure for all of these figures that I've just gone through. They quite happy with themselves when they mentioned that it had 31 points of articulation, and that this is an all-new Marvel Legends figure. So, they're mentioning that it's not a reuse of the previous pack. So if you don't remember, I think it was 2015 or something, they released, I think, a 3-pack that had Kazar and Zabu and another character in it. So yeah, this is not a reuse of those molds. It looks great. Yeah. So the only other thing that they really touched on was that with these fan channel exclusives, they brought the table up showing that what country you're in and where you can go and find these exclusives. If you're in Australia like me, that is only one place. I say one place. It's EB Games and Zing. And I say one place because here in Australia, there is a move to, instead of having 2 separate shops, EB Games being, I think, the equivalent of GameStop in America, that really just does games. Zing over here is more of our nerdy type shop. It just has figures and plushes and posters and pops and just nerdy type stuff. No games. I think it has some board games, but not computer games. So yeah, if you're in Australia like me, and I've mentioned, or you go back and watch the video and it talks about fan channel exclusives, or that you can buy them from fan channel shops here in Australia, that is EB Games or Zing. So yeah. So that's it. That's what got mentioned. It was a 45-minute video. I hope I've helped you out by bringing that time down to half of that. Like I said, there was a lot of pieces in there that I actually really quite like the look of. I don't collect a lot of Marvel Legends. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video today, please hit that like button. If you're not subbed to my account, please subscribe. I'm not begging you. Do whatever you like. But it helps me out, keeps me motivated to keep making videos like this. If there's anything you want looked at, reviewed, opened, just let me know in the comments. And what do you think about the Fanstream reveals? Let me know in the comments as well. I actually am interested to know what greater audience thinks about these things. Apart from that, watch out for my next videos, and thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.